Alright, this is Ractus recording the character creation video with Norman Rafferty for the upcoming game of Myriad Song. How are you doing today, Raf?
I'm mostly good, but parts of me are excellent.
That sounds like a good way to be.
Yeah.
Now I know, unlike all the rest, we never really talked about what sort of character you would be playing today. Did you have any ideas? I mean, not today, but you know what I'm saying.
Well, um, I mean, obviously I have a fondness for Myriad Song, and like everything in it is pretty awesome. So I'm kind of torn because I haven't played a robot in a long time. So the idea of playing a synth has some appeal to it. And then there's also the Elvers, which I always think are really cool because, eel people. But everybody's pretty cool. The last few times I've played humans. I've played Lampier, which I think are pretty cool as the Firefly people. And I played a Towser, a Conductor Towser, which was a lot of fun. So I'm not sure. I could go, either robot or Elver. I think Elver gets short shrift. Nobody really picks an Elver, do they?
I don't know. I really don't know. I mean, nobody's picked an Elver so far.
All right, I think that's going to clinch it. I'm going to go with Elver because that's one of my favorites.
Okay. Yeah, you truly have an embarrassment of riches.
Yeah.
Alright, gonna go ahead and put down Elver here on your sheet. Which, of course, gives you an Elver body and swimming.
Yes. Yes, my body is covered in several capillaries. So, go me.
That's what they say on the streets, is it?
That's the street lingos. Now, they have a very advanced... their body is both simple but robust. So, that's me. Like me, simple and robust.
Yeah, and get bigger as they age, I believe. All right?
Yes. They, like many fish, they can apparently just keep getting bigger in size. In fact, in the whole culture, it points out that there's some of them that are hundreds of years old, which means they technically remember the days of the Syndicate.
Well, I mean, they're also, near the bottom of a giant dark ocean?
Well, one of the problems is that, just like whales, once you get very large, you can't just be physically supported just walking around. I mean, there are giant fish people. So one of the problems with Elvers is when they get to be hundreds of years old, they can only be supported in water. So they have to go live underwater.
Yep, and then the giant alien probe comes and destroys your whole planet. Star Trek. It's unfortunate.
Oh, sorry. I was thinking there's been adventures before where one of the planets that's presented in the book is you've got a problem with the people want to exploit the resources on land, but there's a whole bunch of Elvers who live underwater, and they've got political issues going on.
Yep, Episode 1 Star Wars. I remember it.
Yeah.
It's always a Star Trek. It's always a sci-fi thing you can point out.
Right, except
sci-fi's been around for a long time.
Except more interesting than Star Wars, where it's not just it's a little more culture conflict. So
yes.
I could go way into the influences because I'm really glad we got Matt Howarth to work on the project because I'm going to do a shameless plug for the Keith Lemire series, which is the Xeno Diplomat. And it's an awesome series because it's this human who has to go and the aliens are just really, really, really weird. So part of her job is even just figuring out how to communicate in the first place. And there's one where she has to deal with a species that's dimorphism. So I'm going to play an Elver today. But other than picking Elver, I haven't really picked anything else.
Yes.
So
what are you thinking of your origin type, as it were?
Yeah, the upbringing. The next thing is the upbringing. First, you pick a species, or origin, as we call it, because technically robots aren't a species. And then we have to decide where we come from. And that's
I've been asking all the other players to describe what kind of homeworld they came from, or what kind of upbringing they had, just so they could tell me what they envisioned their character's backstory kind of as, so that I could then try and apply one of the upbringings to them. But you know the system well more than I do, so.
Well, and also, right, we didn't go with a lot of tabletop games like to go with tech levels and have like, primitive and apply numbers to stuff, and that usually starts arguments. So we wanted to get away from that, and even though you can come from a primitive world where you don't have any real tech or anything like that, one of my favorite, of course, is Derelict, where you come from a world where you were abandoned by the huge infrastructure, so now you've got to go ahead and work with whatever is left over. So it's like a Mad Max type world, and I always think that's really cool. But I was going to ask you, since you're the game master, I mean, are you sure you don't? I'm pretty much open to anything. Do you have any preferences at all?
Would Waterworld be Derelict, you think?
It depends. It depends on what kind of water world, because
no, not a Waterworld. I mean, like Kevin Costner's Waterworld.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, because the Derelict implies it's one of the things that tech level guys leave out. It implies there was an infrastructure here and there's technology left behind, and it's not that we don't know how the tech works. It's not that we forgot about how it works. It's that we just don't have that kind of stuff. I don't have a big plan here to make new supercharger engines or whatever. If my war rig crashes, I either have to rebuild everything by hand or I'm SOL. So yeah, Waterworld is an example of very much of a Derelict world.
I was just trying to apply Derelict to an Elver, so that's good to know.
Derelict would also apply to, since we're going to talk about Star Wars a lot, to The Force Awakens, where Rey is wandering around scavenging from spaceships and stuff.
Of course.
So
Hoth also, that sort of thing.
Well, that's more of a war zone, because also one of my origins could be paramilitary, which is the origin you pick if you just want to shoot stuff.
Yep. I was telling one of the other characters before about how capacity weapons work and how bullet conservation could help them in the future.
Bullet conservation is right. If you want to use laser guns, you go high tech because it's got conservation of energy. If you want to shoot bullets, you go paramilitary. There's both pros and cons to either type of weapon, which I could gush about these rules. I really like the fact that different tech plays out different ways. But I don't know. I might go with Underworld because I don't think I've actually played a criminal character before in Myriad Song.
All right. Is that something you think you will go with, or are you still deciding?
Well, you haven't. You're asking me how to make a character, but you haven't told me anything about the campaign. So.
I mean, if you have questions, I'm willing to answer any questions you might have, but at the same time.
So what's your elevator pitch? What are we going to be doing?
Well, you'll have been starting off traveling via caravel to I don't want to say distant, because that's not really a relevant term. Not really a core world, not really an outer world, sort of just one of those places that Averlini Trade Corp, gives passage to. Typically, it's one of the vacation spots, but there's also work to be done there. It's known for its hunting and whatnot. The antithesis of the game is that members of your party are all going there for whatever reasons of their own choosing. So that's up to you to decide. For one reason or another, you're heading to this place. And that's our Star Wars screen wipe. Just ships coming in over a planet. Something is going to happen.
Okay, I have decided that I want to be an Elver Underworld.
Alright, Underworld, which gives you Black Marketeer and Streetwise.
Right, that gives me a bonus D12 to deal with... that gives me a bonus D12 to deal with criminals and allows me to buy and sell black market goods, as well as to start with them, too.
Yes. So, prescribed content.
Yeah.
I would say that you're a pusher, but that's a separate thing.
That's a good question, actually. Pusher might actually be a good career. That is a career, isn't it?
I believe it is.
Yeah.
Actually, I know it is, because I've been making a lot of NPCs lately.
Okay. Ooh, Wow. I forgot. The pusher starts with a hospital outfit and the incapacitating spray.
Which is always great if somebody takes it away from you and tries to use it against you.
Right. And I was thinking pusher might be good, but there's also the other side of pusher, which is doctor. Because you could still be, I mean, like an underworld doctor would essentially just, could be. Sure. Where is doctor in the?
It's on the back half of the book.
Oh, it's in the right, because we split the.
Because I believe doctor starts off with first aid and doctor, isn't it? Whereas pusher has bad medicine and first aid. So one's actually good at actual medicine, or it's either medicine or first aid. One of them's good with actual medicine, and the other one's good at quick fixes that can actually be used against people.
Yeah, bad medicine can be used hostile, and it also...
When Dr. McCoy sneaks up on a guy and stabs him in the back of the neck with a hypo spray, that's bad medicine.
Yeah, it's also faster. Wow, I'm not.
I mean, there's also physician. You might be thinking physician.
But I'm thinking physician. There we go.
No, which is literally on the same page as pusher.
Okay, yep, and I missed it because I'm an idiot. There it is right there.
Yep, page 32. Which, yep, like I said, doctor and first aid. So I had it right the first time.
There it is, derp, right there at the bottom page.
Which is also a hospital outfit and incapacitating spray.
But no gun.
Yep, pusher gets a gun.
But as I point out to people, you can start with a gun if you want to. We just made sure we gave people guns because sometimes people have a little trouble picking their equipment.
So would you rather be good at actual medicine and being able to question people, or do you want to lie to people and have quick fixes to their problem?
Oh, man, it's tempting.
I mean, as a doctor, you could always start off with a gun. I mean, that's really the cheap weaponry.
I was just having a silly idea that it would also be funny to start the game and take both careers. Just have a dual career. Oh man, I could have.
It's possible.
I could have played the brain-eating fungus.
You're a pushing doctor. You would be Dr. House, wouldn't you?
Well, no, Dr. House doesn't. Well, yeah, maybe.
Sometimes he does. I think did. Now we're in spoiler town.
But it almost makes more sense to just take bad medicine as an elective, and then
also possible.
But then I could just be a merc. There's so many good things to do. I was also looking at Bravo. I think I'm going to take Bravo.
Bare knuckle violence and powerful personality. Okay, Bravo it is.
Yes, Bravo start with...
brawling advantage and brawling threat.
Brawling, I think what I want to be is I want to be a bagman. And the reason why I'm going to this world is because when I pick gifts later, I think I'm going to I think I'll that I'm delivering something. Either I'm delivering or I'm picking up a package. Probably to pick something up. No, or maybe to deliver. That's up to you actually, because you're the GM. I do have Black Marketeer, so I could have conceivably gotten one. Okay, so Bravo. And Bravo is all the skills I need to beat the crap out of people.
Evasion, fighting, and presence. As well, a Aramid outfit and a holdout pistol with 2 reloads.
Yeah, we made sure we gave people a ranged weapon, just in case they need it.
Oh yeah, no, I think everybody else has also had holdout pistols with 2 reloads.
Well, it's the... Yeah, in fact, one of the things I like about the game, and this was a happy accident, is the fact that since the holdout pistol uses, I think, 3 stats, it uses speed, mind, and will to shoot. That effectively makes it the most accurate if you have no shooting skill whatsoever.
I think it's speed, mind, and shooting, isn't it?
It might just be speed, mind, and shooting. We might have changed it.
I've looked it up like at least 3 times already, but I've forgotten, I'm sure.
Yep.
All right.
It's 3 stats. It's speed, mind, and will.
Okay.
And the nice part about that is it means it's the most accurate if you don't have any shooting whatsoever. And I love that as a happy accident in the rules because it means that It's just a happy accident because it means like you would give this to somebody who doesn't know how to shoot. You would just like, here, use this. A lot of RPGs, it doesn't matter if you're either proficient or you're not. So the fact that this is easier for people who don't know how to shoot, it's the kind of pistol you would carry if you didn't know how to shoot. And I really like that.
Right. Also concealable, which is also helpful.
Well, it's a holdout pistol, yeah.
Yep. Alright, when it comes to your starting gifts, were you going to take a package or were you going to pre-build? I mean, build yourself.
I am going to go ahead and build myself.
Sui generis, I believe is what you called it.
Sui generis, yes. Because it fits alphabetically at the end. More inside. Okay, and I think the first one I'm going to take is Giant.
Okay, so you are a giant elver. Does that also imply that you're older than most elver?
It does. So I am going to go ahead and...
Is this then not your first rodeo?
Yeah, let's just say it's not that. So, yeah.
Okay, so you're a giant, which gives you an increase to your ranges on your melee combat.
Yep.
Also means you're easier to spot in a crowd, I believe, still.
Which makes me a terrible bagman.
More of a thug, really, wouldn't it?
Well...
You're an imposing figure.
Being a giant makes you a big enforcer, but I'm guessing that whatever job... I'd like to be going to this planet to have some sort of criminal... I'm going to this planet for some criminal purpose. So, man, it would be really tempting to take Ally and then Gang of Irregulars. But I don't know
That
if
would
that
also
throws
be
you...
very funny.
Well, it would mean I'm a crime boss.
Basically. I mean, I could let you know right now. There's already somebody else doing that.
Okay, well, I don't want to...
I would love it if the entire ship going to the planet is literally filled with you guys and your gang of regulars.
So...
That would be funny as hell to me.
I'm going to go ahead and take Ally and Gang of Irregulars.
Okay, which means that we'll have to do your ally at the end as well.
Yep.
Okay. Alright, and we've already listed your gift of combat save. So you will not die at least once a day. Who knows, maybe your major status is why you're being such a noticeably bad bagman. Or I guess now you're a crime boss, so not a bagman.
I'm actually the crime boss, so...
You have bagmen.
I have bagmen. I'm a captain, I guess, and I have a small gang. I'm going to guess that I have been a low-level grunt for several years, and only recently have I just said, screw this, you guys are a bunch of idiots.
Yeah, you're the Elver Capo.
Elver Capo, yep.
Alright, now what are you thinking personality-wise?
I had business-like written down.
Business-like? Alright.
Yeah. I'm all business.
Yeah, it's business time. Alright, now when it comes to marks, what are you thinking? Because you already have academics, athletics, observation, evasion, fighting, and presence applied to your legacy and your career.
Right, because that's the way that works. That cascades down like that.
And you have 9 marks to assign with no more than 3 in each.
Okay, well, I'm a little crazy. I always put at least 1 in tactics. In case and also if I'm going to be a gang leader, I should have some stuff
to rally your guys.
To rally my guys.
As we know now, tactics is the skill to rally in Myriad Song.
Yes. So that is good. Okay, so the first thing I'm doing is I'm going through the skills that I definitely want to have, because I definitely want to have deceit, definitely want to have evasion, Definitely want to have fighting. Definitely have negotiation, and I definitely want to have tactics. I also have to have some and if I'm going to be a boss, I should have some questioning. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 6 marks to give me a D4 in all of those.
All right, let's see here. You said tactics, deceit, negotiation, questioning, evasion, fighting, right?
Yeah, I'll go over this one more time when we're done. Because first of all, I'm putting 1 mark in. It's always worth your while to have an extra die in a skill that you don't have, because that way you're less likely to botch if you're rolling an extra die.
And also allows you to have a favorite use, which allows you to re-roll a 1. So
that
increasing your ability to not botch.
That is also correct. So, 2 and 2, 4, 6. That looks pretty good. Oh man, because I'm thinking like if I like the idea of the character as a new crime boss, as a guy who was a thug, worked his way up, and now is basically breaking out with his own ally and entourage. So now I gotta figure out what I want. And I'm thinking what I want. If I'm gonna be businesslike, I should be good at negotiating. So I'm gonna go ahead and buff negotiations. 1, 2, 3, 6, 8. I can start with a D8 negotiation.
That's what 3 marks would get you. I mean, do you want to be an intimidating crime boss?
I'm tempted to actually put a D4 in Psyche so I can successfully identify when Zen harmonics or alien powers are being used around me. Because that's the kind of thing I like to do with my characters. Is I like to be very broad-based and be able to have, to be one of those classical Lazarus Long type heroes who is omni-capable in a bunch of different categories.
Because also the thing to remember is you're also going to have an ally who might be able to help you in whatever shortcomings you come up with.
Oh, I've already picked my allies.
Okay.
I'll tell them about him in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and put the last D4 in Psyche because that's the kind of person I am. That's right, Kat. Kat agrees with me.
Well, if we've learned anything from the internet, you can't go wrong by going with your cat. Unless you're fail cat. Now, how about a motto?
Oh, let's see. That's a good question. Business like.
I mean, I was joking before, but it's business time. You can use that in any situation.
I'm just going to go ahead and put down as the motto, I'm sure we can come to a deal. That's going to put down right
we can come to a deal.
Yeah, I'm sure I'll change it later, but that's what I want to start with. Because one of my favorite intimidation phrases, and I know it's stream I have to say, is one phrase is, look, we can come to a deal. I don't want to kill you, and you don't want to be dead.
Well, you remember when I said I'd kill you last?
I lied. No, I like this intimidation line better, which is just like,
I alter the deal no further.
Pray I don't alter the deal any further. So I'm sure we can come to a deal. And I did put dice in negotiation, and I have a good street one. So sure we can come to a deal.
It's a good one.
I'm surrounded by an entourage of horrible murderers. Yeah. So okay. So I went ahead and did deceit at D4, evasion at D4, 1 mark in fighting, 2 marks negotiation, 1 mark in
2 in
psyche.
negotiation? Okay.
Yeah. 2 marks in questioning and 1 mark in tactics.
Okay.
I
Update
figure, and if I'm going to be a crime boss, I should have, I may not. I'm looking at my lineup right now, and I'm a starting character, so I'm kind of weak in a lot of different skills. But hey,
okay, but you lack in personal strength. You make up for in numbers.
Yep.
Now, how about a starting goal?
What's the name of the planet that we're going to?
Hixton.
Hixton.
I
I
would
would
give you
like-
more information on Hixton, but I'm afraid that would be an academics role that you would make in the game.
Which I'll worry about when we actually start playing. And I do have
Yes.
academics because I am a
Elver. And Elvers are naturally smart, or at least learned, or something.
Well, Elvers, not only are Elvers naturally smart and contemplative, but they live for hundreds of years. So we figured,
And you're older than the average Elver.
right. So that's why they get academics. But I'm older than the average Elver, but I'm also dumber. We'll get to that later.
All right.
So my goal is to, and I'll leave this more open-ended for you as a game master. My first goal is going to be to finish my business on Hixton. I have business on Hixton for some reason.
Okay.
Like,
And if you're writing that down, that's Hixton. Hixton.
H-I-C...
S-T-O-N.
Okay. Finish my business on... Okay, so I don't know if I owe somebody money or if I'm supposed to negotiate or something, but whatever this is, it has to be important enough for me to go and bring my entire gang. I mean, I can improvise some things. What makes more sense to me is that some horrible shit went down on the previous
Or at least
planet.
part of your gang. It doesn't have to be all of it if you don't want it to be.
Well, I'm not that high ranking, so I don't have like wealth or anything like that. I'm going to assume that.
Yeah, but Gang of Irregulars allows you to pick up people as you go, so you might not have all of your gang with you at the start.
Right, but since I also don't have things like aristocracy or wealth, I don't really have an empire, but this is what I want to go with. I want to go with the idea that, whatever was going on in the largest syndicate I was in, something went down. So me and a bunch of other guys decided to leave town, and we're going to Hixton because we've got an angle. We've got a lead on something good, and we've decided that whatever was going on with our previous business, we're giving up on it.
Right, like basically the very end of Harlem Nights.
Yeah.
All right, how about a name?
Well, I think the obvious name, of course, is Levi.
L-E-V-I?
Yeah.
Levi the Elver.
Yes, short for Leviathan.
Ah, I'm about to say, you said obvious, but I didn't get it at all.
I gave you an opening. I'm going to be Big Levi.
Unfortunately, the first thing that came to my mind was the character from Attack on Titan. The badass Levi.
Okay. Now we know what kind of nerds we are.
Yep, I've always been the anime nerd. Anyways, circling back around, now that we know your career and your legacy, how about we fill out the basic stats?
Sure.
Of which we have your career, your mind, your body, your speed, your will, and your legacy.
So I get to put, I get to have 2 good and 1 dump. I get to put 8s in 2 of them.
Yes, so you have 2 things that you're exceedingly good at, and 1 thing that you are below average at.
So I'm going to have a body of D8 and a will of D8.
Okay.
And
what do you choose to suck at?
I'm putting the D4 in my legacy. I am a...
subpar Elver.
I'm a subpar Elver.
You are a shame to your family.
I really am. I left home, and instead of raising a brood or continuing the family tradition or going into some academic career, I became a thug.
All right. Just filling in some dice on your character.
Yeah.
So you have a D4, D6 in evasion, D4, D6 in fighting, D6 presence, D4 academics, D4 athletics, D4 observation, and of course all the other chosen skills that you've already gone through. Real quick, let's go through your battle array, just to have that filled out and known in case somebody watches these videos.
It's a good idea to fill that out in advance so we don't have to sneak it up on people. So my punch is going to be my body, speed,
Oh,
will,
actually, I'm going the step by step. But yeah, if you say that out loud, I'll go ahead and fill it out on the sheet too. So your punch. What's the ranges on punch?
Hold on. Well, normally the punch has no threat and it strikes it close, but my punch actually threatens it close and strikes it near.
Okay.
In fact, let me do. Let's see. No, brawling advantage is the extra attack. Brawling threat is the. So brawling threat is, and I screw this up because brawling threat is that I can threaten at close range, and giant is. Yep, it even says that I threaten it near. So I threaten it near and strike it near.
Good deal. I mean, does that also include your giant, or?
Because I'm a giant, I threaten and strike it near instead of threaten. Normally, I would never. I would have no threat. I would strike it close. Because I have brawling threat, I threaten it close. And because I'm a giant, I can treat all close ranges as near ranges.
Right. Gotcha.
The bad news is I stand out in a crowd. My attack dice with that is 3d8, a d6, and a d4.
Oh, yeah, it turns out that you write your dice in the reverse order that I write them in.
I always write the biggest first.
I always write the smallest first.
I have no idea why you do that, but okay.
Because I do everything in the normal pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4. You build small, you go high.
Oh, we usually write the biggest dice first because...
I can't imagine how you hold your poker hand. Do you do ace, king, queen?
Yeah.
Well, I go 2, 4, 5. You know, I go up.
Okay. Well, a major reason why we also list the bigger dice first is because they're often we might not even give it care what the D4 comes up as, because if you already rolled an 11 or 12, we probably don't care. Okay, and I usually write down, even though I can use any of the barehanded moves, I usually write down the punch, which is body, speed, will, and fighting. And then I write down the knockout, just in case I want to do that, which is also body, speed, will, and fighting. Because sometimes you don't want to kill somebody.
Same threat ranges and strike ranges, yes?
Yep, near, and does 3d8, d64. The punch does weak damage +1, so armor and soak counts double. And the knockout does weak subdual damage +0, so it's even weaker, but it may successfully knock a target out.
You said damage +0?
Yep.
All right.
There's no damage bonus.
Got it. Sorry, I've been doing your run speeds and everything while you've been doing this part, so been keeping up with you.
Yep.
I just had to remember if Elver had a increase to their speeds because they have Elver body. They do not. So you're running on normal stuff.
Yes. Even though I have no legs, I can still slither at normal speed. As an Elver, I get an extra stand-up action every round because I don't have legs. So if I get knocked down on my turn, I can stand up for free.
So just to check with you, your initiative is 2d6, your stride is 1, your dash is 4, your scramble is d6, d8, and your run is 18, according to my math.
Yep. That matches mine.
Alrighty. Of course, you'll have a soak of d8 due to your body at least, and we haven't gotten to your armored outfit yet or any of your gear.
Yeah, my dodge is going to be
D4, 2d6 I'm showing.
yeah, D4 and 2D, which is not good, but not well. Sorry, it's not bad, but
I mean, for being a person who has to get up front to your problems.
yeah. As a Bravo, I just get brawling advantage and brawling fighter, but brawling advantage allows me to get an extra action each turn that is a brawling attack.
Yes, true. So you can aim every turn or guard every turn as necessary.
Or move, aim, and attack.
True.
That's yeah, because that came up like more inside baseball here. Because some people were asking like, I want brawling to do more damage because people were, I want to be able to hurt people, and we said we don't want brawling to do more damage because if it does as much damage as swords or guns, why wouldn't you carry a sword or a gun? We don't want you to just be like some, machine gunning people. And so two of the compromises that we came up with were brawling advantage gives you that extra action, and suddenly you have all this utility with it. And I love that because it makes me feel like I'm an actual martial artist because my body is a weapon. And it just makes me more flexible than other characters. And
yes, you're the martial arts crime boss, the end boss of any Bruce Lee movie, or...
Well, the Kingpin.
I mean, was he really martial arts? He did slam a
Oh my
guy's head into
God!
a door.
Every time he's in one of the video games or cartoons or anything like that, he's always like this. He always is a rival to Daredevil.
That's because of his mass, I think, not his prowess. I don't
He
know.
also he knows how to fight. The Kingpin is always portrayed in the comics, at least, as an excellent fighter.
Fair enough. Now, were you thinking of going with your Aramid outfit, or were you going to switch around to something else that was affordable? Or prescribed? I mean, you have that prescribed thing.
Yeah, Black Marketer lets me start with how much stuff?
I don't know if you want to change that out for a weapon, or your gear, or...
Well, it's tempting. Black Marketer. I can find people semi-prescribed. I may start with the game with one prescribed item of expensive or lesser cost. Since I'm a brawling character, I would much rather try to find some armor, but I don't think there is any prescribed.
Wrecker. Wrecker is expensive and prescribed. Although it's
Yeah,
scrounged. Do you want to... Stealth is expensive and prescribed?
Stealth makes way more sense.
Soldier outfit is expensive and prescribed. Security.
Okay, so the Wrecker outfit is like ridiculous. It's like
do you want your sorry, I'm just throwing this out real quick. Do you want your crime gang to be a bunch of organ leggers? Because that also has a medicine bonus on it, and you were talking about being a doctor or a pusher before.
Yeah, no, I'm going to go with the stealth outfit because that makes the most sense. Because
gangbanger is also expensive and prescribed.
Right. Gangbanger is when I walk around, when I look like an obvious thug. But I'm not that. I'm going more Kingpin because I want to be more classy. And the advantage of the stealth outfit is
manyfold.
Yeah, the stealth outfit I think makes more sense for a crafty criminal.
All right, so I'm going to add a d6 to your soak for the outfit.
Yep. I will go, and also as a survey bonus, which is nice. I don't think.
Yeah, I'm going to go back up here to your skills and add a section for your stealth outfit because you also get climb d8.
Yeah, you get all the crime stuff because you get climb, hide, and sabotage.
Yep.
Crime. It's time for some.
The climbing elver.
Oh, this. Yeah, we're elves. In fact, yeah, we're eels. You ever seen? They'll actually make eel gardens where they put up holes they can climb up.
Never seen that.
It's pretty crazy.
All right, yeah, so climb, sabotage, hide, and survey, all of D8 status.
Yeah, about a situational bonus to those.
And you only got one, right?
I think I will also. Well, I'm also going to have. I'm going to default to the stealth outfit, but I'm also going to get. What's a normal outfit to wear? Because you can't wear this everywhere because it's literally like a ninja outfit.
Right. Punk, maybe?
No, no. I'm a classy criminal. I'm going to get a fancy outfit.
You always like the fancy outfits.
Hey, if we're getting to a fight, I'll put on the stealth outfit. But if we're going somewhere nice, I'll get a fancy. I was trying to remember if isn't there like a VIP outfit around here somewhere?
I think that's what the fancy outfit turns to be.
It's a fancy outfit. The fancy outfit doesn't give you an armor bonus though.
No, hold on, checking.
Celebrity, but I can't start with that because I can't start with expensive stuff.
Okay.
The celebrity outfit's
with
the
a
same.
reason
The
of
celebrity,
D8.
yeah, the celebrity outfit's the fancy outfit with an armor bonus. It's the basically the VIP outfit of, you know, it's got armor concealed inside it.
Yep, so fancy outfit gets you a bonus of reason D8.
Right, that's what I wear normally because the stealth outfit is prescribed because if you saw somebody wearing a ninja outfit, you would think that guy is up to no good. Because prescribed is basically a catch-all for if someone sees you carrying this or wearing this, they know you're up to no good.
Yep, that's why you wear a dark red color at night instead of complete black. When you wear complete black and start sneaking around places, people suspect you of stuff. Whereas a crimson red is less suspicious. That's a true fact. That's a true fact.
I believe you, but I think the stealth outfit is actually black because it's also absorbs infrared.
Yes, with Shadowrun, was it Mirror Black? I think it's called.
There's also Vanta Black, which is blacker than black. But
yes, I believe we make album covers out of it.
Yeah, so I don't know.
All right.
So.
Also, you have 6 notes to your name, starting.
Yep. Well, we don't have a lot of liquid cash.
I'm gonna write down notes because Notepad really hates when you put in symbols.
Yep. So, as my ally, I was going to pick a synth physician. A legitimate doctor.
Does he have a name, or does it have a name?
I'm not sure what name to give it right now. I have to think of one. I mean, right now I'm just going to call him Doc. And the gang of irregulars I actually have to roll for later.
Yep.
Game
just to be clever and pretty stupid, I'm just write D space O. I mean D dot O dot C, yep. Like it's an abbreviation for something.
Sure. D0C. That's how they write dog for Half-Life 2, or 40 out for Half-Life 2. Yeah, and I mean the irregulars are people I pick up. So if you want me to have a gang of organ leggers, that's fine. That's up to you. But
no, I was just being cute because it's literally expensive and prescribed, and it seems like something a bunch of gang members would be wearing, or at least one of them. If you want to be the guy, just, you know. Well, so your ally is going to be a doctor or a pusher. I'm sorry.
I said physician.
Right. So.
A legitimate doctor. Because usually it's a good idea when you get an ally. Synth is always good because you can just park them somewhere. Good choices are, you know, doctor or laborer is a good one because they can fix stuff. And I thought maybe of making him like a mercenary or an assassin or something like that. And then the more I thought about it, I said, no, I think I would rather go because my gang is probably going to be the Expendables, and I'd rather just get a doctor so we can pick them up. Plus, I would want a personal physician for when people hurt me. And also, and I have to admit, in a mercenary point of view here, he gets academic and observation, which means he's smart and is vigilant. And I think those are two good things to have.
I mean, you can't go wrong with someone that's there for your personal care all the time.
Yeah, because I could think of a lot of things to be my attendant. I just think I'm just gonna go with doctor.
They can also drive you.
That's one of the things I love about robots. It's like, hey guys, I know how to drive. It's like, yeah, you're actually part car yourself. All robots know how to drive. Hold on, guys. I have to sit. I have to sit in this chair for 3 hours at a time and not move my hands. So, that's what you get a robot for.
Alrighty.
That's what makes them like excellent allies, because they get craft and transport, so they can fix broken stuff and drive.
And also very hard to kill, so...
I was just about to point that out. They are more difficult to kill.
It's always good to have your assistant be always there for you, even when they're falling apart.
Well, if your ally gets killed, you lose the ally, and that's a bummer.
Yes.
I think that's pretty much it. So I'm Big Levi, the crime boss. I mean, we could be going to Hickston for any purpose. Like, we could actually be going there to get somebody's like DNA sample or something like that. There's the decanters, because there's that in the book. There's that society of weirdo guys who collect DNA and cloning. Also, not to mention that since they're after the Cynic Empire fell apart, their genetically engineered slave races have diversified. So the rare genetics that you need to be able to see Zen harmonic energy has split and become watered down. So the actual original genetics might actually be worth something to somebody. But this is if we're going with the drug or medical angle.
Yep. I mean, the reason why you're going to Hickston is really on you. We can develop it. Yeah, I know. We can develop it more as it unfolds. But
right, well, I don't want to I would be happy to be. My goal there is to get a genetic sample from, and it has to be like colonic or spinal fluid sample. None of this. I got 3 of his hairs or whatever.
Yeah, I shot him with a powerful gun. He blew up. I scraped what was off the wall.
Oh, I know you love this rule too. It's like, I love that there is an overkill rule in the game, because I love it when it's like, people try to collect a bounty. It's like, nope, you overkilled him. We can't prove it's the right guy. Or we need something he's carrying, and then they overkill him and destroy him and all the stuff he was carrying.
Yep, all that shit was disintegrated. Well, now what?
Yeah. One of the things I love about playing the games, I remind players, you don't have to use full force. You could hold back just a little bit.
I mean, you remember when Darth Vader said, "No disintegrations."
No disintegrations. Like, I need a body. It's not a confirmed kill. And one of the early the robot with a chainsaw arm is in here, because that was one of our playtests.
Yeah, I was telling someone before how much you love the man opener.
The man opener.
I mean, it does have a certain ring to it.
Yep, but this guy had a chainsaw arm, and I thought it was hilarious because he was like a bounty hunter. I said,
I mean, that's one of the art pieces in the book, isn't it?
Yeah.
Synth with a chainsaw arm.
Yep. Well, because a lot of them are construction robots that's been repurposed. So
yeah, nobody gets Mega Man, basically.
Yep. No one gets the paint sprayer arm. That would be hilarious to get bionic implant of a paint sprayer.
Well, I mean, it has multiple uses.
You could get a job if you had that.
Well, I mean, also you can fill anything with a paint sprayer arm. Doesn't have to be paint.
Well, in-cap spray is something different.
Right, no, but I'm saying it could be anything. Also, isn't paint flammable?
Depends on the paint.
It does. And I mean, again, what the paint sprayer does mechanically doesn't mean what it has to do every other moment of the game.
Kind of, sort of, because, I mean, people who've used paint guns, it's like you could put something else in it, but it might not work very well. But you could also just get a flamethrower. We have flamethrowers. We have a whole bunch of mods in the book. Get something crazy.
Yeah, walking around with a paint gun and just a lighter is a lot different than walking around with a whole flamethrower.
Yeah.
Anyway, just tossing out ideas. Yeah,
I think that's basically it.
yeah, I think we're basically done. You have Big Bad Levi and his gang of misfits traveling to Hixton for, I guess, resource acquisition.
Well, I would assume we're looking for somebody. If you want to go, I'm open to anything. I want to repeat, but if we're looking for somebody specific, because I'm assuming we already have a buyer, we're not just going to randomly grab DNA on a random people.
Well, we'll find out when you land on Hixton if there's somebody there waiting for you.
But no, I'm very excited. This is obviously one of my favorite games.
Mine as well. That's why I'm running it. I also love all Cardinal games. But yep, this has been Character Creation with one Norman Rafferty, and I
Hello.
will see you again when we actually run this thing.
Bye.